You may be on a tight budget, but you still want the best for your children. You want them to be able to get out there and explore the world, go do fun activities, and see fun things. Let's talk about how you can do free and affordable things that let your children explore the world while still maintaining your budget. The first step is realizing you can go places without spending a ton of money. Sometimes just the place, the experience, can be the event. You don't have to spend money to make it better. For example, going to the farmer's market and walking around. You do not have to buy from every single booth. Honestly, you don't have to buy anything. If nothing looks good to you that day, it's okay to leave empty-handed. You just enjoyed the trip and walking around. Now, of course, we do want to support our local vendors and anything in this list. I'm not saying take advantage of people, but I do have to say your budget comes before their profits. Take it how you want. You may find some of this tacky, and that's perfectly okay. If it does not fit you, just ignore it and move along. But I think we need to remember everyone's at a different place in life and everyone's budget is very different. Okay, let's jump into a quick list of activities. These are going to be free or affordable, in my opinion, and based on my lifestyle. I want to talk to you about strategies to keep them free or affordable. So stay tuned for those strategies at the end, because if you do these things wrong, they can get quite expensive. Okay, so just some classic outdoor activities: pumpkin patch, apple orchard, any sort of like produce, strawberry picking, whatever it may be. And then you've got, like I mentioned before, the farmer's market and something like the county fair. Some things that are like transportation related to certain children. This would be very fun. Certain kids love this kind of stuff. Airplane show, if you have a train in your area or some sort of old bridge or like, just like an old covered bridge or something interesting and exciting like that. Another one would be either going to like a racetrack or something like an old time car show. I don't know if those are free or not, but something you could look into. And then another one that I've heard of, we have not done it yet, is something called Touch a Truck. And sometimes you can go like check out a fire truck or some other vehicle. I don't know the details on that, but I do believe they're free events. Okay, specific sites like tourist attractions. So like the Space Needle, the St. Louis Arch, Hoover Dam. If you've got something in your local area that is a cool tourist attraction, maybe you go there and actually spend some time seeing your own city. I'm calling this next category weird things. I don't have a lot of examples of this, but something like a gum wall or something like graffiti art, just something kind of like weird and out of the norm could be very interesting to your children. Different buildings. Now, some of these may be free, maybe not, but just museums in general, whether it's a children's museum, science museum. I believe the science museum in St. Louis is actually free to get in. Other sort of buildings type situation would be like library, touring just like a college just for fun, walking around a campus, or going and seeing like a historical church. Parks. Now you have your classic, like we're going down the slide, we're going to swing at the park. But then you have other kinds of parks like city parks, cultural parks, like cultural trails. You've got sculpture parks where, it's like large pieces of art and some of them might be interactive as well. Along with indoor like art centers and even things like various monuments that are in your local area. Now there are seasonal things, going to see fireworks, summer concerts. We have some local summer concerts in our area that are completely free to get into. Anything to do with the fall season, as in like fall leaves. It could be going to a park where there's beautiful trees and like just checking out the leaves, enjoying them, making a collage, making a collection of them. I don't know, whatever suits your kids, but something fun with the fall leaves and enjoying that season. And then with the winter season, Christmas lights. You can go see Christmas lights for free. You don't have to go somewhere where it's paid. It could be somewhere where it's a free will offering, so it's up to you and your budget. Or you literally could go around neighborhoods that are very well decorated. And then anything water related. So this, of course, could be like your classic splash pads. It could be something like a river, a canal, a beach, a waterfall, any sort of water attraction or interest. And it might be something where you get in the water or something where you can't get in it, but you're just sort of observing it and enjoying it. Okay, so I realized that was an extensive list and you might be questioning some of those going, how is this free or affordable? Again, let's get into the strategies. How are we going to make it free or affordable? Eat before. My number one tip is to eat before. As much as you can, load those kids up with food. That way that we're not here to eat. We're here for whatever the other experience is, whatever the activity is. Food, our lives just revolve around it sometimes a little too much. So eating is not the main event wherever you're going. If it is a place that allows a cooler, go ahead and do that. Pack that cooler up. Take that time, make that effort. We have a lot of places where we pack our cooler regularly and we kind of like know the system of this place allows it, this place does not, and that's okay. Say it is the county fair and you really want that elephant ear. You don't make those at home. You don't get them regularly. Okay, you're going to have an elephant ear there, but don't get a hamburger and fries. You don't need that while you're at the fair. You ate before. So what are you going to do? You're going to get that elephant ear. You're going to split it, at least 2 people sharing one, maybe the whole family. Everybody gets a few bites and you're good. Okay, we don't need to overindulge in Again, maybe this sounds cheap or tacky, but realistically, if this is where your budget is, it's where your budget is. Now, just remember, where you go in life, you're not forced to spend money. You can walk away from things. You can leave empty-handed. We took our 1-year-old to the pumpkin patch, and you can judge me for this, but we did not get a pumpkin. We set them out in the pumpkins. We took some pictures because we wanted those, I don't want to say memories. It wasn't really a memory thing, but it was we wanted to document their first fall or their fall when they were about 1. And we just wanted that. I think we left with maybe a dozen apples instead, but when we were there, we didn't get apple cider. We didn't get hot chocolate. We didn't get caramel apples. We didn't get the pumpkin. We took that picture, bought ourselves some yummy fresh apples, and we called it a day. Another thing we are not going to do is go to the gift shop. If we go to the zoo, we don't really care for the zoo that much. But if we go to the zoo, we are not going to that gift shop and coming home with a stuffed animal. We're okay with that. We're at peace with that. I think getting stuffed animals is a waste. This next one can be kind of tricky, but focus your attention in the right areas. Kind of like what I just said, we're not going in the gift shop, but take the county fair, for example. Where do you want to spend your time? Maybe looking at 4-H projects, maybe looking at old-timey tractors, in the animal barns, looking at, pigs, bunnies, whatever they got. Ideally, those places you're not spending money. Where you want to either avoid completely or spend less time would be the carnival games or the amusement rides. Those things, I'm not saying you can't do them. If you truly want to do them, that's fine, but spend less time there. Save those for last when you're winding down, everyone's getting tired, and we're just going to do it for a few minutes. Start off with the free things and expend as much time as you can in those free areas. And sometimes it is just find the free options. We go to these local summer concerts. They are completely free to get into. Now, they have food trucks there and they have alcohol you can purchase, but we don't do that. We are allowed to take a cooler in and our kids love a good picnic. So we'll take our blanket, our chairs, we listen to music, and we have a picnic. It's just a nice thing we have in our town, and you just got to get out there and you got to explore your Facebook groups and find what is going on, because things are going on. You just got to find them. So a couple more real life examples to share. Recently, we went to a baseball game. Now, this is not professional. This is whatever league down it is. It's not major leagues. But we went and my husband booked it literally the night before or possibly the morning of. Got a super discounted rate on the tickets. He is so good at finding deals. It's crazy. And then the day we went, kids got a free meal. So our kids got a drink and a hot dog, bag of chips, something. They got a free little meal, and so they were good. And my husband and I we didn't eat anything. We were fine. We sometimes go bowling with a coupon. Lately it's been coming once a month, and it is a 1 hour of free bowling, and shoes are included. Our kids' attention spans for bowling is about 45 minutes, and they're done anyway, so we will go do this on occasion. We don't always make it before the coupon expires, but we don't sweat it. If we need something to do on a lazy Saturday afternoon, we will go bowling for an hour. So another thing we do is we have a children's museum that we enjoy. Now, we bought the pass. That was upfront, somewhat expensive. But the thing about this place, free parking, and you can bring in your own food. They do not mind if you bring in food. So one time for the year, we bought the pass. Every single time we go from then on, we don't buy a thing. We do not spend any money. The gas it takes us to get there, that's it. Now, another tip with this is avoid places where the only thing to do there is spend money. So going to something like a Dave & Buster's, like arcade, literally all you're doing there is spending money on arcade games. Which again, if you want to do that, that's fine. I'm just saying this isn't free or affordable, in my opinion. Something like Chuck E. Cheese where you're burning through those tickets or tokens or whatever system it is nowadays. Something like a trampoline park or even like putt-putt. I would say bowling, but we bowl with a coupon. Like any place where it's a bounce house or it is like laser tag. All you're doing there is going to spend money on the event. And again, it's okay if your budget can handle it, but I'm trying to think outside of those typical entertainment things. And those places exist to make money, of course. So can't fault them for that. But just think about where you're going and what your intent is. And if you're okay with spending money, that's fine. Again, this is for those who are trying to save, okay? And one more last thing you should do is change your mindset. Like I said, when you go out, don't think about it as, well, we're having a day out, let's blow the budget. You don't have to. You can keep it under control, and then you can go out more often, or you can save for those other things you need to. It's all about balance, and you can go out, you can have fun without breaking the bank and blowing your budget. So eat before, have self-control, and also let's teach our children self-control. Look for deals, and any savings you can find do add up. So if the zoo it costs to park, but the Children's Museum does not cost to park, maybe you go to Children's Museum. Those little add-ons really can, in the long term, in the long run, start to blow your budget. So let's get out there, have fun on a budget. And if you want to get out even further and explore the world with some travel, whether it's a road trip, a plane ride, I've got a video coming up on the screen right now. It will also be linked in the description, and that is tips for traveling with a toddler. So check that out next.